Growing Grounds Farm is a nonprofit wholesale nursery located right here in SLO, right off Orchid Road. They've been a local nonprofit since 1984, offering many benefits to the community. One in particular is their mission to help those with special needs get accumulated in the workplace by offering positions specifically for those diagnosed with a mental illness. After the volunteer work, we posed the following questions and recorded our tasks, reflections, and answers to those questions to get a better understanding of how the nonprofit is structured and ran on a day-to-day basis.
So as far as like building this organization, what did you see difficulties?
So many challenges along the way. We were kind of given a mission in 1984 to build a business that paid for itself. Well, we quickly found out that working in a social enterprise environment with people that are limited in their ability to work endurance was weak, and many times people are overweight and they're really just getting used to participating in this society, and so they were anxious, and it was really a challenging workforce to make money and focus. A lot of times people are in their own thoughts and not very productive. So over the years, we've found that making it a transitional experience where we can work people for 1 or maybe 2 years based on their individual growth and need has really helped over the years. Plus, mental health treatment got so much better. Medications got better about 20 years ago. Attitudes in society got better. Like, you all know what mental health is, what schizophrenia is, bipolar disorder, depression, and they're not bad things. They're things people recover from now. And that's all new within the last at least 20 years, So we've grown as a business along with our understanding of mental health and what it's all about. So we've made efficiencies here as best as we can. If you come tomorrow, we're going to be planting, and you'll see probably our most efficient and team flow project that we have, which is planting our seedlings, which is kind of a core of our business.
So as far as getting volunteers, do you guys reach out to anyone specifically, or you just kind of come in and fluctuate on their own?
Good question. We are so solid with Cal Poly. We probably have 6 different class groupings that come out here.
Right.
Econ 303, if you guys have to take that, you'll be out here for that, potentially.
That's the one that I took and served here.
Sure. So hundreds of students every quarter come out here.
Right.
We also get volunteers from the community that are just interested. They're like, wow, look what's going on in my backyard. I want to be connected to horticulture, or I was a farmer, I want to drive your tractor, or I can repair things. A man came out, he worked for PG&E for 30 years, retired, wants to help us out. He rebuilt all of our wagons.
Well, everything's kind of cleaned up now, but earlier today, we took this soil and poured it in here, and just planted a whole bunch of plants together in this area that we didn't really clean up because it gets dirty again anyways. But then we loaded them up over here on this little trolley cart thing, wheeled them over to that facility over there, which you can see over here, and then we just organized all the plants by which category they're in and which family they're part of.
What they had me doing today was just separating some of the plants. When some of the plants get too close together, they don't necessarily have enough room to breathe. So we were just going around and separating the plants, allowing them to breathe, picking out weeds, and making sure that they were all in the same order. And that's pretty much what they had us doing the whole time.
Earlier we had sets of plants for orders. Here's one right here. So you would have a clipboard talking about what is on the order. You have your set of plants, different types, and then there would be a truck right there at that opening, and we just load them up. Along the way, if we needed to prune or weed, we would do that, and that's pretty much it. So would you say you look at it from a business perspective, like the opportunities and the different decisions you could make going forward, and then work back and see what your employees and clients could do to further those goals?
That's right. I think we are always mindful that we want to make sure that it's not our staff that are nursery people or experts in crafting that are doing all the work. We want to make sure this is work we can hand off to our clients and they can thrive, and that it's a lot of labor that goes into a product that is their labor. And then we proudly put our sign in there that says, yeah, and by the way, this beautiful pot was done and designed by people with mental illness that work at Transitions. So that's kind of our whole way of working it. It's got to employ people.
As far as like keeping track of like volunteers, I saw the log. Do you guys like have some sort of like database to keep track of everything?
Yes, we use a software program called Donor Perfect.
Okay.
And monthly we submit all of the hours of all the Cal Poly students and all of the community volunteers and submit that in and keep track of it through our Donor Perfect software.
Okay, cool.
When we arrived, we had been tasked with trimming the top of these plants, which would then encourage the plants to grow and bloom effectively. As you can see, we are also trimming the plants in a globe-like shape so that the shape will also be maintained as they grow. Lastly, we spread the plants apart in order for the plants to have enough space to breathe and grow.
Could you tell me a little bit about the structure of the organization here at Growing Grounds?
Sure. So it all stems from, as a nonprofit organization, we're run really by a board, a volunteer board of directors, and then we have an executive director, and then she has 7 directors under her. I'm the vocational director, and I happen to be able to work here as the manager as well. So I oversee all of our vocational division, about a $1.5 million group of businesses, and the supported employment program. Within that structure, everyone's bought in to making these businesses work. Our board works hard. They will volunteer or make business connections and send them my way. Hey, we got a landscaper, or there's a new housing project going up. You can connect with the landscaper that I'm connected with that might have an in the operation. I'm getting away from a structure a little bit, but essentially we as directors are empowered. Then I have an assistant manager here. We have 2 other staff, 1 part-time salesperson, 1 part-time rehabilitation specialist who works mostly directly with the county and getting the people in. So we're all professionals, and then we delegate as much of the work to our clients as we possibly can. So it's a very empowered structure, I'd call it. And yet we have an org chart that makes sense to our funders. They need to see that there's a director and a sub-director and a manager. But really we try and push it down as far as we can and get input from everybody to make the best operation we know how.
Pretty awesome. Like personally, I haven't volunteered at a facility like this before, which I thought is really important because they help people with special needs as well as disabilities, and to have them interact with individuals that can just conversate with them and help them kind of learn something new all the time. That's super awesome and empowering for not only them but for the community as well. So they can go out and get a job and help other individuals as well, and it just helps build their self-confidence. So I thought it was really awesome.
So yeah, I had an awesome time here today. I've been here before. I served here a few summers ago for an econ class, and it's pretty much the same. It's helpful people, helping out people with special needs or mental illness, and that's kind of at the core of what it is. But realistically, we're just working alongside each other and filling out orders, sprucing up plants if they need it, watering, and it's pretty fun work. It's fulfilling.